Every time I hear the word grooming, it makes me sick to the stomach. It takes me back to the year 2000 when my daughter met young men through school, and then older brothers, cousins, uncles. She met them in the local park, and as has been said about the way grooming works is the girls given cigarettes and drinks and given mobile phones, and they're taken out on day trips. And my daughter ended up going missing for the odd night. Then it got to weekends, then it got to where she was missing for weeks and weeks on end. And as I say, how the process goes, the men who groom these girls just want to get them away from the family, you know, tell them they're no good, the family's no good, nobody loves you like we love you, we can give you this, we can give you that. And I don't think people understand the true power of grooming. This went on in my life for over a year, and I seriously got to the point where I felt that the only thing to save my daughter's life was to place her in the care of the local authority. She was placed there for 2 years, and that's not to say that grooming stopped, because it didn't. Because unfortunately what happens to a lot of young children who go into care of the local authority is there are perpetrators that are just sitting around the corner or on the doorsteps of these foster homes or residential care where the children live, and they just become victim again to the next people. And, you know, the grooming just does not affect the child, it affects your whole family. It affects siblings, it affects grandparents, it affects your mother, your father, friends, it affects everybody. And I would say, even to this day, that I go over it. It's a part of my life that I'll never get over. But the thing is, I always say that I didn't like what was happening, and as a parent I felt like I failed, because I couldn't stop what these men were doing to my daughter. And I felt I really failed her. But I did the best I could do. I did the best at the time, what I thought was right. And my daughter's 25. She was 12 when it happened. And I have a 12-year-old granddaughter. And I'm glad we're here today, and I'm glad we're all talking about this subject, and I'm glad this alliance is wanting to go forward and work on this subject, because yes, years ago I did campaign and I did change the law, but as well as changing the law in the grooming law, I also wanted a change of attitude. And today it may have took all these years, but I can see that there is a change of attitude. But I also want to say that, yes, there were Asian men that were grooming my daughter, and I don't think that every man is bad, whether he be black, blue, white, green or pink. It's not. It's a minority of people that do this. It is organised crime, as I was told years ago that it wasn't. But I knew it was, and it is. And it's on a grander scale than anybody would ever want to believe. It's massive. It's going on up and down the country. But I also want to say that I feel for the mothers, the Asian mothers of these boys. I also feel for the wives of these men that are then committed to prison, because she then suffers, because she is ostracised by the community. She is blamed that she is at fault, but she's not at fault. These girls are not at fault, and the women are not at fault. And I'm sorry, but I want to say to the Asian community, do not blame the wives. She's not failed. She didn't fail her husband. The man failed himself. He failed his faith. He failed the Muslim community. He committed these crimes, and every man that commits these crimes deserves to go to prison. And I'm glad. I was so pleased when I read that these men between them got 36 years, because you know, every day of those 36 years is worth every day, every minute, every second that I suffered. And I did suffer. My daughter suffered. And I changed the law because I didn't want other people to go through what I did. Thank you very much. And